I almost walked past it. The fishing house, half hidden by the curve of the lake, its door cracked open just enough to spill a line of warm light onto the darkening sand. Something made me stop. Maybe it was how tired I was. Not the kind of tired that sleep fixes. The kind that sits in your bones, in that space behind your ribs where you keep all the things you can't say out loud. This morning, someone walked right past me. I said, "Good morning." They didn't even turn their head. It's stupid. I know. People have real problems. But it's sitting there anyway. This small stone in my chest, along with all the other small stones that have been collecting there. I stand at the door for a long time, bundle of market supplies cutting into my palm, looking at that strip of light. What am I going to say if I go in? That I'm upset about things so small I don't even have words for them? But my feet won't move forward. Won't walk away either. Then I hear movement inside. Soft. Someone who is already settled, already still. Maybe, I think, maybe whoever is in there won't tell me I'm too sensitive. Maybe they'll just let me be tired. I push the door. The creak is loud in the quiet. The room smells like old wood and lake water and something I can't name. Peace, maybe. Or just the absence of noise. And then I see him. He's sitting on a wooden bench, is less than hash shown. 0 hash is greater than back to the light. When the door creaks, he turns his head. Slow, easy, like he has all the time in the world. His eyes are steady, calm, looking at me without any question in them, without any surprise. Like he's been sitting here waiting, and now I've arrived exactly when I was supposed to. He doesn't say anything. Doesn't ask who I am or what I'm doing here. He just looks at me, and somehow, in that look, I don't feel like an interruption. He shifts slightly, then pats the woven mat beside him. Just once. Come, sit. My throat tightens. I don't know why such a small thing would make me feel like this. Maybe because I've been standing for so long, in more ways than one. I cross the small space and sit. The moment my body lowers, I feel it. The weight, all of it. It's like I've been holding myself up through sheer will. And now, finally, I can let gravity do its work. My bundle slips from my hand. I feel the texture of the woven mat under my palms, rough and real. I feel the warmth of wood that's been sitting in the sun all day, now giving that warmth back. And I feel something else. Permission. Permission to stop moving. Permission to sit with all these small, unnamed hurts. His hands are resting on his knees. Still. Not fidgeting, not reaching for anything. Just there, present. I want to say something, but the words are stuck somewhere between my chest and my throat, tangled up with all those small stones I've been carrying. How do I explain that I'm tired of pretending I'm fine? That this morning someone didn't acknowledge me and it felt like confirmation of something I've been afraid of? That maybe I don't really matter to anyone? How do I say that without sounding pathetic? Then, very quietly, he speaks. His voice is low, gentle, like something you'd feel as much as hear. You've been walking for a while. It's not a question, just an observation. And somehow, in those few words, I feel seen. I nod. My throat is too tight for words. He doesn't push. Doesn't ask where I've been or where I'm going. He just sits there, like a mountain, steady, not going anywhere. I take a breath. It shakes a little on the way in. His breath is deep, slow, like the tide. In and out. In and out. I find myself matching it without meaning to. And with each exhale, I feel myself sinking a little deeper into the mat, into this space, into the possibility that maybe I don't have to hold myself together quite so tightly right now. You can take your time. His voice again, quiet, not telling me what to do, just offering something. Time, space, permission to be slow. I look up at him, and for the first time, I really see his face. The light shows me the lines around his eyes, the way his expression is completely open, completely without judgment. He's not waiting for me to perform, not waiting for me to have it all figured out. He's just waiting. My eyes start to burn. I look down at the mud spots on my robe. I don't know where to start. I finally manage to say, he nods, just slightly. That's okay, he says. And the way he says it, I believe him. We sit there for a while. I don't know how long. Time feels different in here, like it's agreed to move at a slower pace, or maybe like it stopped caring about being measured at all. The light keeps changing through that gap in the wall, getting softer, more amber. I watch dust particles drift through it, so slow they barely seem to be moving, and I think about how strange it is that something so small can be visible at all. He's still sitting beside me, not moving, not checking to see if I'm ready to talk yet. Just there. I can feel the warmth coming off him, or maybe it's just the warmth of the space between us. I don't know, but it feels safe. It's not. I start, then stop. My voice sounds weird, too loud for this quiet room, but also too small for what I'm trying to say. I clear my throat. Try again. It's not anything big. He doesn't respond, doesn't nod or shake his head or tell me to go on. He just keeps breathing, that same steady rhythm, and somehow that's enough. I say, nothing happened. Nothing actually happened. That's the stupid part. I'm looking at my hands now. The calluses, The dirt under my nails that I couldn't quite get out this morning. The place where the twine cut into my palm, still a little red. This morning I saw someone I know at the well. I said good morning, and I make a vague gesture with my hand, walked past, didn't even look at me. Saying it out loud makes it sound even more pathetic than it did in my head. And I know. I continue quickly. I know that's nothing. Maybe they didn't hear me. Maybe they were distracted. Maybe they're dealing with their own stuff and it has nothing to do with me. I know all of that. I'm talking faster now. The words are coming easier. Like once I started, something loosened. But it's not just that. I pause, trying to find the right words. It's everything. All these tiny things that pile up. He shifts slightly beside me, just enough that I can see him in my peripheral vision. His head is tilted a little, like he's listening with his whole body, not just his ears. Yesterday, I spent hours preparing food for the community meal. I got there early, made sure everything was ready. And when people came, I shrug, ate. Nobody said anything. Nobody noticed. I can hear how I sound. Like I'm fishing for compliments. Like I did something nice just so people would praise me for it. I didn't do it for recognition. I say, defensive now, even though he hasn't said anything. I know that's not why you do things. I know that. But it would have been nice is less than hey Sean. Zero hash is greater than you know. I make another helpless gesture. Acknowledgement that I was there. That it mattered that I showed up. My throat is getting tight again. And last week, I push on. Last week I was talking to someone about something that really mattered to me. And I shake my head, cut me off. Mid-sentence. Started talking about their own thing. And I just stood there with my mouth half open, with the rest of my sentence still sitting there, nowhere to go. I can feel tears starting to build. I blink hard. These are such small things, I say, and my voice cracks a little. Such small, stupid, nothing things. I feel ridiculous even saying them out loud. Like, who gets upset about this? Who falls apart over someone not saying good morning back? He makes a sound. Not a word, just a soft sound in the back of his throat. And somehow I know he wants me to look at him. I do. His eyes are very dark in this light, but they're focused completely on me, and there's something in them that makes my chest hurt. Not pity, not even sympathy, exactly. Just recognition. Like he knows exactly what I'm talking about. They feel small when you say them, he says quietly. His voice is even gentler than before, if that's possible. But they don't feel small when you're carrying them, is less than hay shown. Zero hash is greater than do they. It's not a question. And that one sentence breaks something open in me. Because he's right. They don't feel small. They feel enormous. They feel like proof of something I'm terrified might be true, which is that I don't matter. That I'm background noise in other people's lives. That I could disappear and nobody would really notice. Or if they did, they wouldn't really care. I press my palms against my eyes. I don't know why I'm like this. I say, muffled. Other people don't fall apart over these things. Other people are stronger. They just... I drop my hands, look at him helplessly. They let it roll off. They don't collect every tiny slight and hold on to it like I do. Do they not? He asks softly. I blink. What? Do they not collect them? He says. Or do they just not tell you about it? I open my mouth, close it. I hadn't thought about that. Everyone is carrying something, he continues, and his hand moves, just slightly, toward me. Not touching, just reaching. Some burdens are loud, some are quiet, but they all have weight. I feel a tear slip down my cheek. Then another. I'm so tired, I whisper. I know, he says. And the way he says it, it's not dismissive. It's not trying to fix anything. It's just, I know. I see you. I see how tired you are. I keep trying to be better. I say, to not let these things bother me. To be more grateful, more resilient, more. I search for the word, more okay with being invisible. He shakes his head, just once. You're not invisible, he says. I see you. And somehow, those three words, in this moment, mean more than anything else he could have said. I cast all my anxieties on him because he cares for me. Cast all my anxieties on him because he cares for me. The words rise up from somewhere deep, not like I'm making myself think them, but like they're just there. True. Present. I feel my shoulders drop. Just a little. Some tension I didn't even know I was holding. Releasing. Tell me more, he says quietly. If you want to, tell me about the small stones you're carrying. And I realize, with something like relief, that I do want to. I want to set them down, one by one, in front of someone who won't tell me they're too small to matter. So I start talking. So I tell him about the woman at the market who looked right through me when I tried to ask her a question. About spending an entire afternoon helping someone move their belongings and they forgot to say thank you. About the meeting where I finally worked up the courage to share an idea and someone else said almost the exact same thing 10 minutes later and everyone acted like it was brilliant. Each thing sounds smaller than the last when I say it out loud. Like I'm just listing complaints. Like I'm this petty person who keeps score of every tiny interaction. But he doesn't look at me like that. He just keeps listening. Every so often he nods, just slightly, and each time he does, I feel a little bit of that weight shift off my shoulders. Not disappear, just shift, like someone else is helping me carry it now. The light in the room has changed completely. What was amber is now almost purple. That deep color the sky turns just before it lets go of the day entirely. I can barely see his face anymore, just the outline of it, but I can still feel his attention. Completely focused, completely present. And the thing is, I say, and I'm surprised to hear my voice is steadier now, less shaky. The thing is, I know I'm supposed to be stronger than this. I know I'm supposed to find my worth in. I gesture vaguely upward, in bigger things, in purpose, in God, not in whether people notice me or say good morning back or remember to thank me. I'm crying again, not the quiet tears from before. These ones come harder, making my breath catch, making my whole chest feel tight. But I can't seem to get there. I continue, and now my voice is breaking apart. I keep trying and I keep failing, and I just feel so... I press my fist against my sternum, so hungry for someone to see me, to acknowledge that I exist. And I hate that about myself. I hate how much I need it. The silence after I stop talking is different than before. It's not empty. It's full of everything I just said, hanging in the air between us, all my shame and need and exhaustion. I expect him to say something about finding worth in the right places, about how I shouldn't depend on human validation, about spiritual maturity or letting go or any of the things I've already told myself 1,000 times. But he doesn't. Instead, he does something I don't expect. He leans forward, slowly, and I hear the mat creak under his weight. Then I feel his hand on my shoulder, not gripping, not patting, just resting there, warm and steady and real. You're not broken for wanting to be seen, he says, and his voice is so gentle it makes me cry harder. You were made for connection, for community, for being known. shake my head, even though he's just given me permission for something. But I should be able to find that in God, I say. Shouldn't I? Isn't that enough? God gave you other people, he says simply. You weren't meant to do this alone. The need you're feeling, it's not a weakness. It's human. Something about those words, it's human, cracks something deeper in me. Because I've been fighting that. Fighting my humanness. Trying to transcend it or overcome it or spiritual practice my way out of it. But people keep disappointing me. I whisper. I know, he says. They keep not seeing me. I know. And I don't know how to keep showing up when it feels like I'm invisible. His hand on my shoulder squeezes, just slightly. You're not invisible to me, he says. And then he starts listing things. Specific things about me. I see how you always arrive early to help set up. I see how you remember people's names, even people you've only met once. I see how you go out of your way to include the person standing alone at the edge of the group. I see how you bring extra food because you know someone might be hungry and too proud to say so. I'm staring at him now, even though I can barely see him in the dim light. I see you getting up early to help that elderly neighbor with her water. I see you staying late to clean up after everyone else has left. I see you choosing the smallest portion so there's more for others. I see you biting your tongue when someone takes credit for your work because you don't want to cause conflict. My whole body is shaking now. I see every kind thing you do that nobody thanks you for. Every moment you show up that nobody acknowledges. Every time you make yourself smaller so someone else can feel bigger. I see you, he says again, and this time his voice breaks a little too. And it all matters. Every bit of it matters. I can't speak. Can't do anything except cry. These big gasping sobs that come from somewhere so deep I didn't even know they were in there. Because nobody has ever done this before. Nobody has ever cataloged my unseen moments like this. Nobody has ever paid enough attention to notice these things, let alone remember them. He lets me cry. Doesn't try to stop me or comfort me or make it better. Just keeps his hand on my shoulder, steady, present, like an anchor. After a while, I don't know how long, the crying starts to slow. My breath is still hitching, but the worst of it has passed. I feel wrung out, empty, but also lighter. Like I've been carrying a jar full of stones and I finally tipped it over and let them all spill out. I'm sorry, I start to say, but he shakes his head. Don't, he says firmly, is less than #2. 0 hash is greater than don't apologize for being human. Don't apologize for having needs. Don't apologize for wanting to be seen. I nod, even though apologizing is such a reflex for me that not doing it feels strange. He's quiet for a moment, and I can hear him breathing, that same deep, steady rhythm from before. Then he speaks again, softer this time. The people who didn't see you today, they're not bad people. They're just, he pauses, searching for words. They're just caught up in their own stories, their own struggles, their own small stones. I know he's right, but it doesn't make it hurt less. That doesn't mean it's okay that you're hurting. He continues, like he can read my thoughts. Your pain is real. It's valid. You're allowed to feel it. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. The words come again, gentle, like a hand on a bruise. I realize my fists have unclenched. I hadn't even noticed they were clenched. But now my hands are lying open in my lap, palms up, empty. What do I do with it? I ask quietly. With all these feelings, I can't just keep collecting them like this. I'll drown in them. You bring them here, he says simply. To me, as many times as you need to. Whenever the jar gets too full, is less than hash on. 0 hash is greater than you come and you pour it out, and I'll help you carry it. But that's not fixing anything. I say, people are still going to not see me. They're still going to forget to thank me. They're still going to interrupt me and take credit for my ideas and walk past me at the well. Yes, he agrees. They probably will. Because they're human too. Imperfect. Distracted. Carrying their own weight. So what changes? I ask, and I can hear the desperation in my voice. He's quiet for a long moment. Then he says, "You know you're seen. Even when it doesn't feel like it, even when nobody else notices, you know that I see you. You know that you matter. Not because of what you do, or how useful you are, or whether people remember to thank you, but because you exist. Because you're here. Because you're mine." I feel something shift in my chest. Not fixed. Not healed completely. But shifted. Like a heavy piece of furniture that's been pushed just enough that you can finally walk around it. I'm tired, I say again, but this time it's different. This time it's not a complaint. It's just a fact. An acknowledgement. I know you are, he says, and his hand slides from my shoulder down to my hand, takes it gently. Rest for a while. You don't have to figure anything out right now. You don't have to be strong or resilient or okay. You can just be tired. And somehow, that permission to just be tired without having to fix it or fight it or transcend it is exactly what I need. I let my head drop, my whole body sagging with exhaustion I've been holding at bay for so long. Outside, the world has gone almost completely dark. I can still hear the water, that endless patient rhythm against the shore. Still feel the warmth of his hand holding mine. Still smell the old wood and lake water in peace. "Thank you," I whisper. seeing me. Always, he says. Always. We sit in the darkness for a while. His hand is still holding mine, and I'm aware of how strange that should feel. Sitting here in the dark with someone I barely know, holding hands like children. But it doesn't feel strange. It feels necessary. Like if he let go right now, I might just float away. My eyes have adjusted to the dimness. I can see the outline of things now. The shapes of the room, the dark rectangle of the doorway, his profile beside me. There's a little bit of moonlight starting to come through that gap in the wall. Not much. Just enough to turn everything silver at the edges. Can I tell you something? He asks, and his voice is so quiet I almost don't hear it over the water outside. I nod, then realize he might not see that in the dark. Yes, I say. He's quiet for a moment, like he's deciding how to say whatever he wants to say. I know what it's like, he finally says, to feel unseen. I turn my head to look at him, surprised. You do? He shifts a little, and I feel him settle deeper into the mat, like he's getting comfortable for a longer conversation. I've watched people look right through me when I didn't have anything they needed. I've had people forget I was there the moment I stopped being useful. I've said things that mattered to me and had them ignored or dismissed or stolen and presented as someone else's idea. There's something in his voice, not bitterness exactly, but knowing. The kind of knowing that only comes from experience. Really? I ask, because it's hard to imagine. He seems so solid, so sure of himself, so unshakable. Really, he says, and I can hear the slight smile in his voice. I'm human too. I remember. I know what it's like to need acknowledgement and not get it. To pour yourself out and have nobody notice. To wonder if you matter at all. This changes something. Not in a big dramatic way, but in a small, is significant one. Because if he knows, if he's felt it too, then maybe I really am not as broken as I thought. What did you do? I ask. When you felt like that, how did you, I search for the right word, survive it? He's quiet for a long time. So long, I think maybe he's not going to answer. Then he says, I remembered who I am. Not who people said I was, or who they needed me to be, or what they thought I was worth, but who I actually am. At the core, in the quiet. And who is that? I ask, barely whispering. Beloved, he says simply. Before I do anything, or prove anything, or earn anything. Just, beloved. The word sits there between us, glowing somehow, even in the dark. Beloved. You are too, he adds, and his thumb moves slightly against my hand. Just the smallest gesture of emphasis. Before you help anyone, or accomplish anything, or get thanked or acknowledged or seen by a single other person, you are already beloved. That's not something you earn. It's what you are. I want to believe him. I do. But there's this part of me that's been operating under different rules for so long. Rules that say my worth is conditional, earned, constantly up for review. I don't know how to feel that. I admit. I know it in my head. Maybe. Like, I know it's what I'm supposed to believe. But I don't feel it. In here, I press my free hand against my chest. That's okay, he says, and he doesn't sound disappointed or frustrated. Knowing it in your head is a start. The feeling part that takes time and practice. Practice? Coming back to it over and over. Especially when everything in you is screaming that it's not true. That's when you practice. You tell yourself, even if you don't feel it, I am beloved. am seen. I matter, not because of what I do, but because of whose I am. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. I feel the words more than think them is less than hasho. Zero hash is greater than, like they're seeping into me from the outside. Through the darkness and the quiet, and his hand holding mine. My body doesn't know how to relax anymore. I say suddenly, surprising myself. I'm always tense, always braced for the next time someone doesn't see me, or the next moment I'll have to swallow my hurt and pretend I'm fine. He makes a soft sound of understanding. Your body is trying to protect you, he says. It's learned that the world isn't always safe, so it stays ready. Alert. That's not weakness. That's survival. But I don't want to just survive. I say, and there's more emotion in my voice than I expected. I want to. I pause. Searching. I want to rest. I want to feel safe. I want to stop carrying all of this all the time. I know, he says gently. Let me show you something. He releases my hand, and for a second I feel that panic, that sense of untethering. But then he's moving, shifting to face me more fully. Put your hand here, he says, and I feel him guide my hand to his chest, right over his heart. I can feel it beating. Slow, steady, that same rhythm I noticed before, like the tide. Feel that? He asks. I nod. That's what safe sounds like, he says quietly. Not rushed, not panicked, just steady. Your body can learn this rhythm again. It just needs to remember what it feels like. Under my palm, his heartbeat continues, unhurried, calm. Breathe with me, he says. In. I breathe in, following his lead. breathe out slower than I normally would. Again. In. In. Out. Out. We do this for a while. I don't know how many breaths. His hand has come up to rest on my shoulder again, anchoring me. And slowly, so slowly, I almost don't notice it happening. Something in my body starts to unclench. My shoulders drop a little. My jaw relaxes. That tight band around my ribs loosens just slightly. It's not dramatic. I'm not suddenly healed or transformed or free of all my anxiety, but I can breathe a little easier. And that, right now, feels like everything. There, he says softly, and I can hear the smile in his voice. You're learning. Learning what? I ask, my voice barely above a whisper. How to let yourself be held, he says. How to let the ground hold you, and the air hold you, and me hold you. How to trust that you don't have to hold yourself together every single second. Tears again, but different this time. Quieter. Not the desperate sobbing from before, but something gentler. Almost grateful. I'm so tired of being strong is less than hash shown. 0 hash is greater than I whisper. Then don't be, he says simply. Not right now. Not tonight. Let me be strong enough for both of us. And something about that, about having permission to stop holding myself up, makes me feel like I could actually rest. What if I forget? I ask after a moment. What if tomorrow I wake up and I'm right back where I started? Collecting all those small stones again, feeling invisible and unseen and like I don't matter? Then you come back here, he says. You come back and we do this again. As many times as it takes. As many times as you need. You won't get tired of me? I ask, and I hate how small my voice sounds. Never, he says, and there's such certainty in that word. I will never get tired of you. I will never be too busy for you. I will never look through you or forget you or decide you're not worth my time. That's not who I am. That's not who I am. He says it again, like he needs me to really hear it. And I think maybe I'm starting to Can we just sit here for a while? I ask. As long as you want, he says. So we do. We sit there in the darkness, my hand on his chest, his hand on my shoulder, breathing together. And for the first time in longer than I can remember, I'm not planning my next move. Not thinking about what I need to do tomorrow, or who I need to be, or how I need to show up. I'm just here. In this small fishing house by the lake. In the dark, being seen, being held, learning slowly what it feels like to rest. The breathing has settled into something automatic now. I don't have to think about it anymore. My body has found the rhythm, learned the pattern of his heartbeat under my palm, the rise and fall of his chest. I feel not peaceful exactly, but quieter. Like someone turned down the volume on all the noise in my head. After a while, he speaks again, his voice low and careful, like he doesn't want to startle me out of whatever small peace I've found. Can I ask you something? I say, which is all I can manage. When did it start? I know what he's asking. When did I start feeling invisible? When did I start collecting these small stones of hurt? When did I begin believing that my worth was something I had to earn over and over again? I'm quiet for a long time, thinking. I don't know. I finally say, maybe it's always been there. Maybe I was born with this hole inside that needs filling, this constant hunger to be seen. He doesn't say anything, just waits. And in that waiting, something surfaces. A memory I haven't thought about in years. There was this time. I start slowly when I was young, maybe 8 or 9. I made something. I don't even remember what it was. A drawing, maybe, or something I built with sticks and stones. But I was so proud of it. I can see it now. Is less than Haishone. 0 hash is greater than that little version of me. Running to show someone, face bright with excitement. And I showed it to my father. I continue, and he was busy. He was always busy. And he just glanced at it, said, "Very nice," without really looking, and then went back to whatever he was doing. My throat is getting tight again. It's such a small thing, I say. He wasn't cruel. He wasn't even unkind. He was just distracted. But I remember standing there, holding this thing I'd made, and feeling like I'd been erased somehow. Like you didn't exist, he says softly. Yes, I whisper. Exactly like that. His hand on my shoulder tightens, just slightly. And I go on. I think maybe I've been trying to prove I exist ever since. Trying to do enough, be enough, help enough that people will actually see me. Really see me. Not just glance and say, "Very nice," and move on. The moonlight has gotten a little brighter. I can see his face now, the way he's looking at me, and there's something in his expression that makes my chest ache. Sadness, maybe, but not pity. Something deeper. That little version of you, he says. The one standing there holding something you made, waiting to be seen. He pauses. I saw you, he says. I was there, and I saw you. I saw how bright your face was, how much hope you were carrying, how beautiful you were in your excitement. I saw all of it, and it mattered. You mattered. Something breaks open in me, not in a painful way, more like a door I didn't know was locked suddenly swinging open. I saw the moment your face fell, he continues, his voice so gentle it's almost unbearable. I saw you try to make yourself smaller, quieter, less in the way. I saw you decide, right there in that moment, that maybe you were too much, or not enough, or both somehow. How do you know all that? I ask, and my voice is shaking. Because I've been watching you your whole life, he says simply. Every moment you thought you were alone, every time you felt invisible, every single instance of trying so hard and having nobody notice, I saw all of it. I've been seeing you all along. I'm crying again, but these tears feel different from all the others tonight. These ones feel like grief, but also relief. Grief for all those years of feeling unseen. Relief that maybe, actually, I wasn't. I wish I'd known. I managed to say, I wish I'd felt it, that you were there, that you were seeing me. I know, he says, and I'm sorry it felt so lonely. I'm sorry you had to carry that weight for so long. There's something about hearing him say sorry that undoes me completely. Not because he did anything wrong, but because someone is finally acknowledging the weight of it. The loneliness, the hurt. All the years of trying so hard to matter. What do I do with it all now? I ask when I can speak again. All these years of feeling invisible. All this hurt I've been carrying. I can't just erase it. It happened. It's still happening. No, he agrees. You can't erase it. But you can stop carrying it alone. He shifts, and I feel him take both my hands now, holding them between his. Every hurt you've collected, every moment you felt unseen, every time you thought you didn't matter, you can give it to me. Not to make it disappear, but to share the weight of it, so you're not carrying it by yourself anymore. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. The words settle into me, deeper this time, like they're finally finding the place they're meant to go. I don't know how to do that, I admit. Start small, he says. Pick one thing. One small stone from today. Tell me about it, and then imagine setting it down. Right here, between us. And let me hold it for a while. I think about this morning. The person who walked past me at the well. That small, sharp hurt that's been sitting in my chest all day. This morning, I say slowly, when that person didn't respond to me, it felt like proof that I don't matter. Like I'm just furniture. Something people move around but never really see. Okay, he says gently. Now set it down. That feeling, that hurt, that fear that you don't matter. Imagine yourself placing it here, in my hands. I close my eyes. Try to picture it. That feeling, that stone, heavy and sharp, lifting out of my chest and into his hands. And somehow, even though it's just imagination, I feel something shift. A lightness, barely noticeable, but there. Good, he says, and I can hear the warmth in his voice. I've got it now. You don't have to hold it anymore. We sit there for a moment, and I try to feel what it's like to not be carrying that particular stone. It's strange. I've been holding it so tightly for so long that not holding it feels almost wrong. Like I'm forgetting something important. It feels weird, I say. It will for a while, he says. You're used to carrying everything yourself. Your body doesn't know yet what it's like to be light. But it will learn. What if I pick it back up? I ask. ask, what if tomorrow I just take it back and start carrying it again? Is less than #5. 0 hash is greater than. Then you practice setting it down again. He says simply, as many times as it takes. There's no failure in this. Just practice. Just learning a new way of being. I open my eyes, look at him in the moonlight. You really meant it. I say, didn't you? When you said you'd never get tired of me. I really meant it. He says, and there's no hesitation in his voice. You could come here every single day for the rest of your life. With the same hurts, the same struggles, the same stones you keep picking back up, and I would be here. Every time, helping you set them down. As many times as it takes. Something in me, something that's been clenched tight for as long as I can remember, starts to unfold. Not all at once, not completely, but a little. Like a fist slowly opening, finger by finger, learning that it's safe to let go. I'm so tired, I say for what feels like the 100th time tonight. But this time, I'm not apologizing for it. I'm just stating it. A fact. A truth I'm allowed to speak out loud. I know you are, he says. That's why you're here. That's why I've been waiting for you. You were waiting for me? Always, he says simply. Every time you need a place to rest, I'm here. Every time the weight gets too heavy, is less than haze shown. 0 hash is greater than this space is waiting. You never have to wonder if you're welcome. You are. Always. I feel my body sinking deeper into the mat. That gradual letting go that comes when you finally feel safe enough to stop holding yourself up. My shoulders are lower than they've been in months. My jaw is soft. Even my hands, still held in his, have uncurled completely. Can I stay here a little longer? I ask quietly. As long as you need, he says. There's nowhere else I need to be. Nothing more important than this. Than you. Than you. Those two words settle into my chest, warm and solid, like a promise I can hold on to. Outside, the lake continues its endless conversation with the shore. That patient rhythm that's been going on long before I got here, and will continue long after I leave. But right now, in this moment, I don't have to think about leaving. I don't have to think about tomorrow or what comes next or how I'll manage when the world asks me to be strong again. Right now, I can just be here, tired, seen, held, learning slowly what it means to set the stones down. Time has lost its shape completely now. I have no idea how long we've been sitting here. Could be an hour. Could be 3. The moon has moved across the gap in the wall, casting different shadows, painting the room in shades of silver and gray. My back should hurt from sitting this long, but it doesn't. Nothing hurts right now. I feel emptied out somehow, but not in a bad way. More like a jar that's been poured out and rinsed clean, ready to hold something new. Can I tell you what I see when I look at you? He asks, breaking the long silence. I'm not sure I want to know. I'm afraid of what he might say. Afraid he'll see the same things I see. All the broken, needy, too much and not enough parts of me. But I nod anyway. I see someone brave. He starts, and I almost laugh because that's the last word I'd use to describe myself. He must hear my sharp breath because he squeezes my hands gently. You are, he insists. You think brave means fearless, but it doesn't. Brave means showing up even when you're afraid. And you do that every single day. You get up, you go out into a world that doesn't always see you, and you try anyway. That's courage. I've never thought of it that way. I see someone who pays attention, He continues. You notice things other people miss. The person standing alone. The one who's trying to hide their hurt. The small kindnesses that nobody else thinks to offer. You see people, really see them, even when you're feeling invisible yourself. My throat is tight again. I see someone who's been wounded but hasn't become hard, he says, and his voice is so soft now. You could have closed yourself off, built walls, decided that if the world wasn't going to see you, you weren't going to see it either. But you didn't. You stayed soft. You stayed open. And that takes a kind of strength most people don't have. I don't feel strong, I whisper. I know, he says. The strongest people rarely do. He pauses, and I can feel him looking at me even though I can't quite meet his eyes. I see someone who loves deeply, even when that love isn't returned in the way you need it to be. Someone who gives, even when nobody's keeping track. Someone who hopes, even when hope feels foolish. That just sounds like I'm a fool, I say, and there's more bitterness in my voice than I intended. No, he says firmly. It sounds like you're faithful. Faith isn't knowing everything will work out. Faith is continuing to plant seeds even when you can't see the harvest yet. And you've been planting seeds your whole life, whether you knew it or not. I finally look up at him. Is less than #2. 0 hash is greater than. What kind of seeds? Kindness, he says. Compassion. Presence. All those small moments of showing up, of caring, of trying to make someone's day a little lighter. You think because nobody thanked you that it didn't matter. But seeds don't always sprout where you plant them. Sometimes they travel. Sometimes they take root in places you'll never see. He shifts a little, settling in like he's getting ready to tell me something important. There is a woman, 3 towns over, who remembers the day you helped her carry water when she was heavily pregnant. You probably don't even remember it, but she does. She tells her daughter about it, about the stranger who saw her struggling and and stopped to help. And now her daughter does the same thing for others. My eyes are wide. There's a child who was standing alone at a community gathering last year, feeling invisible, just like you used to feel. And you sat down next to him and asked him about the stones he was collecting. You spent 20 minutes listening to him talk about rocks. He still remembers that, still feels seen because of it. How do you know all this? I ask, my voice barely working. Because I'm watching, he says simply. I see the ripples you make, even when you don't. I see how your kindness travels, how it multiplies, how it changes things in ways you'll never know about. I'm crying again, but these tears feel different from all the others. These ones feel like wonder. There's an elderly man who looks forward to market day because he knows you'll stop and talk to him. Really talk to him. Not just give him a polite greeting and move on. You're the only person all week who asks him how he's really doing. You think it's nothing, but it's everything to him. He leans forward slightly. The food you prepared yesterday, the meal nobody thanked you for. There was a young mother there who hadn't had a proper meal in 3 days because she'd been giving all her food to her children. She ate what you prepared, and for the first time that week, her body wasn't crying out with hunger. She didn't know who made it, but I did. And it mattered. Closer than a brother, my heart whispers. There is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. The words rise up like a comfort, like being wrapped in something warm. You're telling me I managed to say that all those times I thought nobody noticed, somebody did. Yes, he says. Not always the person you wanted to notice. Not always in the moment. But yes, your life is touching other lives in ways you can't see. And even when no human notices, I do. I always do. I put my free hand over my mouth, trying to hold in the sob that's building. Why didn't you tell me this before? I ask when I can speak. Why did you let me feel so invisible for so long? His expression changes, becomes something tender and sad at the same time. "I've been telling you," he says gently, "in 1,000 small ways, every day. In the sunrise that painted the sky just for you. In the bird that landed on your windowsill and sang. In the unexpected moments of beauty that caught your breath. In the way things worked out when you didn't see how they possibly could. I've been saying I see you. I'm here. You matter. But you were listening for different words, in different voices. He's right. I was waiting for human acknowledgement, human validation, human proof that I existed. And I missed all the other ways I was being seen. I'm sorry, I whisper. Don't be, he says quickly. It's human to want to be seen by other humans. There's nothing wrong with that need. I'm not telling you this to make you feel bad for wanting what you wanted. I'm telling you this so you know you've never been as invisible as you thought. So you know that your life matters, is mattering right now in more ways than you can count. My whole body feels warm, like I'm sitting in sunlight even though we're here in the dark. What about tomorrow? I ask after a while. When I go back out there and someone else walks past me without speaking, is less than #2. 0 hash is greater than when I do something kind and nobody notices again. How do I remember this? How do I hold on to what you're telling me now? You practice, he says, and there's that word again. Practice. When someone doesn't see you, you take a breath and you remind yourself, he sees me. When your kindness goes unacknowledged, you whisper, he notices. When you feel invisible, you come back here to this truth, to this moment, and you remember. You're seen. You're known. You matter. And you'll be here? I ask. When I need to remember, you'll be here? Always, he says, and I believe him. This place, this space of being seen and known and held, it's always here for you. The door is always open. I'm always waiting. I feel my eyes getting heavy. The kind of heavy that comes when you finally let yourself feel safe. When you finally set down the weight you've been carrying for so long. I think I might actually be able to sleep, I say, surprised. Good, he says, and I can hear the smile in his voice. You've needed rest for a long time. Real rest, I clarify. Not just sleep, but and rest. The kind that actually restores you. Yes, he says softly. That kind. The kind where you don't have to prove anything or earn anything or be anything other than what you are. Just rest. I lean into him, just slightly, and he shifts to support my weight, solid and steady and unmovable. Thank you, I whisper, for seeing me, for knowing me, for being here. Thank you for coming, he says, for trusting me with your hurt, for being brave enough to be seen. And in that exchange, that simple mutual gratitude, I feel something settle. Something that's been restless in me for as long as I can remember. I'm seen. I'm known. I'm held. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough. I don't know when exactly I started to drift. Maybe it was while he was talking, his voice a steady current carrying me somewhere safe. Maybe it was when I finally let my full weight lean against him, and he didn't shift away or tell me I was too heavy. Or maybe it was just that my body finally believed what my mind was starting to understand. That I could stop. That I didn't have to hold myself together anymore. My eyes keep closing, then opening, then closing again, each time staying shut a little longer. You can sleep, he says quietly, if you need to. I'm not going anywhere. I don't want to, I murmur, even though that's not quite true. What I mean is, I don't want this to end. This feeling of being held, this sense of mattering, this peace, This doesn't end when you sleep, he says, and I wonder if he can read my thoughts or if he just knows me that well already. It doesn't end when you leave this room. What you found here tonight, it's not bound to this place. It's yours to carry with you. How? I ask, and my voice is thick with approaching sleep. How do I carry it when everything out there is the same as it was? People will still not see me. I'll still feel invisible sometimes. I'll still collect those small stones of hurt. He's quiet for a moment, and I feel his hand move to my hair is less than hash on. 0 hash is greater than smoothing it back gently, the way you might comfort a child. You'll forget sometimes, he says, and there's no judgment in his voice, just honesty. You'll have days where you slip back into old patterns, where you measure your worth by whether people notice you, where you feel invisible again. This should discourage me, but somehow it doesn't. Maybe because he's not pretending it won't happen. Maybe because he's not demanding I be instantly healed. But now you'll know something you didn't know before, he continues. You'll know there's a place you can come back to, a truth you can return to. When the world makes you feel small, you'll remember this moment. You'll remember being seen. And you can find your way back here, to this knowing, as many times as you need to. Is it always this easy? I ask. Coming back here? Finding you? It's always this available, he says. Easy? No. Sometimes it will feel impossible to find your way back. Sometimes the noise will be so loud you won't be able to hear me. Sometimes you'll be so convinced you're invisible that you'll forget I can see you. But available? Always. The door is always open. I'm always here. I think about tomorrow. Waking up. Going back to a world that hasn't changed just because I have. I'm scared. I admit. Of what is less than hash 5? 0 hash is greater than of losing this. I say. Of going back out there and having someone ignore me again and forgetting everything you told me tonight. Of the stones piling up again until I can't breathe. Of needing you and not being able to find you. His hand is still in my hair, still moving in that slow, soothing rhythm. What if I told you, he says slowly, that I'm not just here, in this fishing house, in this moment? What if I told you I'm everywhere you are? In the market, at the well, in the community gatherings, in the quiet moments before sleep. What if you're never actually alone, even when it feels like you are? I want to believe that. I do. How do I remember that? I whisper. You practice, he says again, and I'm starting to understand that practice is going to be his answer to most of my questions. You practice looking for me in the sunrise, in the unexpected kindness of a stranger, in the moments when things work out in ways you didn't expect, in the quiet voice in your head that reminds you you're loved when everything else is saying you're not. He is my shepherd, I shall not want. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. The words drift through my mind like a gentle current, and I realize they're not just words anymore. They're becoming something I can feel. You'll mess up, he continues, his voice soft and sure. You'll forget to look for me. You'll let someone's lack of acknowledgement convince you that you don't matter. You'll pick those stones back up and start carrying them again. And when you do, you don't punish yourself for it. You just notice, and you set them down again. And you come back. That's all. Just come back. Just come back. I repeat, testing the words. Just come back, he confirms. No matter how many times you wander away, no matter how long you've been gone, no matter how heavy the stones have gotten, just come back. I'll be here. My breathing has slowed to match his completely now. That deep, tidal rhythm, in and out, rise and fall, like the water outside, meeting the shore over and over, patient and endless. What if I can't do it? I ask, my words starting to slur with exhaustion. What if I'm not strong enough to remember? To keep coming back? To believe I'm seen when everything feels dark? Then I'll carry you, he says simply. When you can't walk, I'll carry you. When you can't remember, I'll remember for you. When you can't believe, I'll believe enough for both of us. You're not doing this alone. You've never been doing this alone. I feel a tear slide down my cheek, slow and warm. But I'm too tired to wipe it away. Too tired to do anything except sink deeper into this moment is less than Haitian. Zero hash is greater than this safety. This overwhelming sense of being completely known. Sleep now, he says, and his voice is barely above a whisper. You've been carrying so much for so long. It's time to rest. Will you stay? I ask, like a child afraid of the dark. I'll stay, he promises. I'll be right here when you wake up. And even in your sleep, I'll be watching over you. You're safe. Completely safe. My eyes are fully closed now. I can feel the weight of them, heavy and peaceful. Can feel my whole body settling, muscles releasing tension I didn't even know they were holding. Tomorrow, I murmur, fighting sleep for just one more moment. When I wake up and have to go back out there, what do I do first? He's quiet for a moment, thinking. Take a breath, he finally says. Before you do anything else, before you start worrying about who will or won't see you, just take a breath and remember this moment. Remember being held. Remember being seen. Let that be the first thing you carry into your day. Take a breath. I repeat, committing it to memory. And remember. And remember, he confirms, you are beloved. Before you do anything, prove anything, to earn anything, you are already completely beloved. The word wraps around me like a blanket. Beloved. Not because of what I do, not because of who sees me or doesn't see me, not because I'm useful or kind or good enough, just Beloved, I'm going to try. I whisper, my words barely audible now. To remember. To come back. To believe I'm seen, even when it doesn't feel like it. I know you will, he says. And when you can't, when you forget or fail or fall, I'll be here, waiting, always waiting. The last thing I'm aware of is his hand, still resting gently on my head. The steady rhythm of his breathing, the sound of water meeting shore, that ancient conversation that's been happening since before I was born and will continue long after. And underneath it all, woven through everything, his presence. Solid, unmoving. Here, I don't fight the sleep anymore. Don't try to hold on to consciousness or control or anything. I just let go. And as I drift down into darkness, it's not scary. It's not empty. It's full of a presence that feels like safety, like home, like being held by someone who will never, ever let me fall. Rest now, something whispers, and I can't tell if it's his voice or mine or something deeper than both. You are seen. You are known. You are loved. Rest. And finally, after what feels like a lifetime of holding myself up, of trying to prove I exist, of collecting small stones of hurt and carrying them alone, I do. I rest. Something is different. That's the first thing I notice, before I even open my eyes. Something in my body feels lighter. Not like the weight is gone completely, but like someone else is helping me carry it. I open my eyes slowly, blinking against the soft light that's filling the fishing house. Dawn. The gap in the wall is glowing with that particular gold that only exists right after sunrise, when the day is still deciding what kind of day it wants to be. I'm still sitting on the mat, still leaning against him. He hasn't moved. You stayed. I say, my voice rough from sleep. I told you I would, he says simply. I sit up slowly, my body stiff from sleeping in one position, but not in a bad way. More like the stiffness of someone who actually rested, who let their muscles fully relax for the first time in a long time. The morning air is cool, fresh, carrying the smell of lake water and new grass and something else. Possibility, maybe. How do you feel? He asks. I take a moment to actually check, to notice what's happening in my body, in my chest, in that space behind my ribs where I usually keep all the stones. Nervous, I admit, about going back out there, about whether I can hold on to what happened here. I pause. But also, I continue slowly, also kind of. Hopeful is less than #2. 0 hash is greater than, which is strange. I haven't felt hopeful in a while. He smiles, and in the morning light, I can see his face clearly for the first time. It's an ordinary face, in a way. Nothing extraordinary about his features. But his eyes, there's something in his eyes that makes my breath catch. Like looking into them is looking into something endless. Something that sees all the way through you and still chooses to love what it finds. Hope is good, he says. Even small hope. Especially small hope. That's usually the most honest kind. I look down at my hands, turning them over in the light. The same hands as yesterday. The same calluses, the same dirt under the nails, the same lines on my palms. But somehow they feel different. Like they belong to someone who's allowed to be tired. Someone who doesn't have to earn their worth with what these hands can do. I'm still going to struggle, I say quietly. Aren't I? This isn't magically fixed. No, he agrees, and I appreciate that he doesn't pretend otherwise. You're still going to have hard days. Days when you feel invisible. Days when the stones pile up faster than you can set them down. Days when you forget everything we talked about here. He reaches over and takes my hand. But now you know something, he says. Now you know there's another story happening underneath the one you can see. A story where you matter, where your kindness creates ripples, where you're seen even when it doesn't feel like it. And on the days when you can't believe that story, you can come back here and let me remind you it's true. I squeeze his hand. What do I do now? I ask. Do I just, you go? Walk back out into my life and hope I remember all of this? You take a breath, he says, echoing what he told me last night. You notice this moment, how you feel right now. The light on your hands, the sound of the water, the knowledge that you're seen and loved and held. You notice it, really notice it, so you can find your way back to this feeling when you need it. So I do. I take a breath, deep and slow, the way he taught me. I notice the warmth of his hand in mine, the way the morning light is making the dust particles visible again, floating lazy and unhurried. The smell of old wood and fresh air, the sound of the lake still keeping its patient rhythm. I notice the feeling in my chest, that strange mixture of peace and nervousness, of being seen and being scared to go back to not being seen. There, he says softly. That's it. This is what you return to. Not a place, but a knowing, a sense of being held that you can access anywhere, anytime. He makes me trust in him with all my heart. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. The words don't feel like a command this time. They feel like an invitation, a gentle reminder that I don't have to figure everything out on my own. When I walk out that door, I say, and someone doesn't acknowledge me, what do I do? Specifically, in that moment, he thinks for a moment. You pause, he says, just for a second. You feel the hurt, because it's real and you're allowed to feel it. But then you take a breath and you whisper to yourself, He sees me. Even if they don't, he does. And you let that be enough for that moment. Just for that moment. I repeat, not forever. Not for the rest of the day. Just for that one moment. Exactly, he says, and there's approval in his voice. You don't have to be healed all at once. You just have to make it through one moment at a time. One breath at a time. And I'll meet you in each of those moments, if you let me. The light has gotten brighter. The day is beginning in earnest now. Outside, I can hear sounds starting. People waking up. Life continuing. The world that doesn't know anything changed for me last night. I should go, I say, though I don't move yet. You can stay as long as you need, he says. I know is less than has shown. 0 hash is greater than I say. But I think I'm ready. Or as ready as I'm going to be. He helps me stand, and for a moment we just look at each other. Thank you, I say, and the words feel completely inadequate for what I'm trying to express. For seeing me, for holding me, for staying all night, for my voice breaks slightly, for making me believe I matter. You don't have to thank me for seeing what's true, he says gently, but you're welcome anyway. He pulls me into a hug, and I let myself sink into it for a moment. Let myself feel how solid he is, how safe, how completely present. I'll come back, I say into his shoulder. When I forget, when it gets hard, when the stones pile up again, I'll come back. I'll be here, he says. Always. I pull back, trying to memorize his face. This moment, this feeling. Then I pick up the bundle I dropped last night, still sitting where it fell beside the mat. It feels lighter somehow. Or maybe I'm just stronger. Or maybe, most likely, I'm learning that I don't have to carry things alone. I walk to the door, then pause and look back. He's watching me, and there's something in his expression. Pride, maybe, or love, or both. One breath at a time, he says. One breath at a time is less than Haitian. Zero hash is greater than I echo. And then I step out into the morning. The air is cool on my face. The lake is still and bright, reflecting the early sun like polished silver. The world looks the same as it did yesterday, but I'm different. Not fixed, not healed completely, but different. I take a breath, like he taught me, deep and slow, in and out. And I remember I am seen, I am known, I am beloved. Not because of what I do or who acknowledges me or whether I'm useful or good enough, just because I am. And maybe, just for this moment, that's enough. I start walking, and with each step I practice believing I'm seen even when I feel invisible. Practice setting down stones before they pile too high. Practice remembering there's a fishing house by the lake, a door that's always open, a presence that's always waiting. I don't know what today will bring. Someone will probably walk past me without speaking. Someone will probably forget to thank me for something. I'll probably feel that familiar hurt, that old sense of being invisible. But now I know what to do with it. I pause. I breathe. I remember. And I come back to this knowing, as many times as I need to, that I am held, that I am seen, that I matter. Not because I earned it, but because it's true. The sun is fully up now, is less than Haitian. Zero hash is greater than warm on my shoulders. I can hear people starting their day, calling to each other, beginning the work that needs doing. And I'm walking toward them, caring less than I was yesterday, held by more than I knew was possible. one breath at a time. One moment at a time. One step at a time. Toward a life where I'm learning, slowly, to trust that I'm seen, even when I can't see it myself. And somewhere behind me, I know he's still there, still watching, still seeing, still holding space for all the times I'll need to come back and remember. The fishing house door is still open. The invitation still stands. Always. And that, more than anything, is what I carry with me into this new day. Not answers. Not certainty. Not a promise that I'll never hurt again. Just this. The knowledge that I'm not alone, that I'm seen, that I can always come back. And somehow, in this moment, with the sun on my face and the memory of being held still warm in my chest, that feels like enough. More than enough. It feels like hope.